Hey, what's going on everybody? Suru here. Welcome back to the channel. Today it's time to do our weekly Reddit review. We have a few interesting discussions and a very important question to ask, which you may notice by the title of this video. Now, if you guys do enjoy any of my content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Alrighty, so up first we have this by Raspberry Rocky. They said Cinderella's dress. I really hope devs make a Cinderella's dress right, which means making it silver, not blue. I watched the game trailer again last night and her dress is so blue. I hope they change it and make it at least a much lighter blue. So this is a screenshot from the trailer. And then this is from like the film. So I gotta ask you guys, based on memory, do you guys recall Cinderella's dress being blue or silver? Now, I know usually when I think of Cinderella, I think of a blue dress, and I think that's because they really pushed it to be blue, and pretty much, you know, like any toys, any merchandise, like pretty much anything here in the modern day and age, they've really pushed that blue color, and I think it's mainly for that, you know, like kids respond to really bright colors, so it would make sense that from a business standpoint for them to switch it to blue. But a lot of players, or not even just players, a lot of people in general that are Disney fans think that the dress is either blue or it's silver or it's even white. So I'm curious, which one have you guys always thought it to be? Now, I did some research to see which one it truly is, and this is the response that I found. So they said Cinderella's dress has appeared to be different colors depending on the version. In Disney's animated Cinderella's 1950, her iconic ball gown is often perceived as a light blue due to the coloring of the movie, though some fans argue that it was intended to be silver or white, reflecting light in various scenes. In merchandise, promotions, and modern portrayals, the dress is almost always depicted as blue. However, the original design likely leaned toward a silvery white color that was stylized in animation to look blue under the lighting effects. So they're pretty much saying like the base, when they created Cinderella in the movies, the base color was like a white and silver. That way when they applied different lighting effects, it would respond and look more blue, which means I guess the blue dress is what they really intended. Now, which direction is Gameloft going to go with this? It does look like they're going to go with the modern standard version of a very bright blue dress. Now, I'm wondering if if Cinderella, like when she's actually going to come to the game, because this right here, this scene, isn't actually from like the trailer of in-game. So this was from like the Avatar's character customization thing that we had before the game release. So she was just one of the characters. It wasn't like where we have Wreck-It Ralph actually walking in the valley. So I wonder if she's going to be coming very soon, like maybe in 2025, or if she's actually going to be later, or maybe she's going to be part of a DLC. I don't know. I feel like she has to be in the realm, but I'm very curious like when and how she's going to enter and what her dress is going to look like as well. Now, moving on to the next most popular post here is by Ground of Rad Femme, and they said, waiting for the Skull Rock update, like, come on, to do something. You know, we have been wanting this for almost 2 years now. It is getting kind of crazy. 1.8k upvotes for this, so a lot of people are very curious as to like when this is going to actually happen. And you know, I don't know. I feel like it has to happen sometime next year. And usually Gameloft is pretty literal with like when their characters, how they actually come to the valley. So I do believe that Peter Pan is coming to the game. So like Enigma said, it's so clearly Peter Pan. I just hope that when December rolls around and we get our next roadmap, it tells us that he's coming. That would definitely be some more confirmation. I agree. Pretty much everything in Dreamlight Valley has been pretty literal when it comes to like the universes, the characters, locations and stuff. So it would make sense if Peter Pan and maybe some other characters actually come through Skull Rock. All right, so expectations versus reality. I caught this in this week's Dream Snaps banner, and to be honest, got a little annoyed because the inconsistency between the tables and many other things is probably one of my biggest pet peeves in the game. I guess this just means it'll actually be fixed. I just don't get why it didn't have a 3x3 surface. Okay, so in the picture from this week's Dream Snaps, it shows it right here. Yeah, it's a 3x3 for the table. And then the actual item we got in game was 4. So I think whenever it comes to developing a game and they do these things, it does seem a little sloppy when they do this. You know, they show it off and advertise it as one thing, and then when we actually get it, it's not, you know, it's just like a 4-piece here. To me personally, it doesn't really bother me. I'm sure along the lines they probably ran into an issue or an error when it came to the table. Some of the tables actually have this larger area, and then the items, when you place them here, will be hanging off the side, and it looks kind of weird to me anyways. So it being in the center isn't terrible. I do agree they should have updated the picture, but I guess maybe it's one of those things between balancing working on bug fixes or, you know, future content and tidying up smaller things like this. But at the same time, you want your game to look polished and look professional too. So I don't know, I feel like a Gameloft has they like really struggle between balancing getting things correct and like meeting their time frame of when they want to release stuff. So it does seem like the game gets pretty sloppy and not as polished as it used to be. And yeah, it's just one of those things that personally it doesn't bother me too much, but I could see why it would to a lot of players. I didn't even notice this, so this user has a very, very keen eye because I did not even know about that. So that is very interesting, and they're awesome for bringing it to our attention. But I wonder if it would be better if there was actually actually 9 squares on the table. That seems like a lot to begin with just for this. So that could have been an issue as well. They were like, do we really need 9 slots for these little tiny tables? The only bad thing is if you want to put like a candle or a light on here, it's going to make it look off balance, you know. So if we did have the 9 squares, you could put a candle in the middle and then have a plate right here, and then maybe a drink or something on the side. So when it is like this, it definitely makes it harder to decorate. I guess you could put a candle or something here and then just have a plate here and a plate here, or even a plate here. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one for sure. And someone here asked, can we please get a skip button on Dream Snap voting? So many times I get 2 picks that I have to choose from that have nothing to do with the challenge. I wish there was a skip button. You know, if they did add a skip button, I wonder if that would actually fix the ranking results a little bit, make them a little more accurate. Because it's not, you know, this argument isn't based around effort put in a Dream Snap. I mean, you see them every week, tons, almost more pictures of just a random selfie up against a wall that has nothing to do with the challenge or the theme, compared to actual submissions where players have, you know, put a lot of time and effort into it. And I wonder if they did have a skip button where people could actually skip those, if it would filter them down, if they could, you know, program the algorithm a little bit better. So whenever a photo like that isn't getting a lot of votes, or certain photos are getting a ton of skips, then it would take it out of the poll or push it down and let the other people that actually participated in it to have a chance of getting their photo being seen. You know, a lot of times we see a lot of these Dream Snaps that are just really amazing. They look 2500 4K quality and they get like 300 moonstones, and then certain ones where it's just a random character taking a selfie by a rock will end up getting 1200 or 2500 moonstones. So I agree, I think they should add a skip button, because when there's not a skip button, you have to either back out, but most people are just going to click and vote on something just to get it off the screen to go to the next one. So I agree with this one. They definitely should. And the last topic we're going to look at is by Galaxy as Feathers. They said, we talk about characters we never wanted to see in the Valley, but who else do you want to see in the Valley? I've answered this a few times. I definitely would love to see Jack Sparrow in the game. I think he would just be hilarious. It'd be our first like actual IRL character added to the game, and I think they're going to, you know, he's in Disney Speedstorm, and it seems to be one of those characters that Disney and Disney related things keep trying to push. So I think we will eventually. They might wait until next year, or maybe the year after. It could be DLC, could be coming along with Peter Pan. I don't know. You guys let me know. Who are you most excited to see in the valley? But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I hope you all have a really wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.